boys, I don't think this one's for us right here.
Woo, dang, that thing's huge.
Dude, as much as I would love to have at it, I don't think we should because it may be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are finally back on our 2020 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. And as you know, we did put all of our other builds on pause while we were building Apocalypse rig. Now that this sucker is about 98% complete, we are getting back on the Jeep. I mean, all we got left for that thing is a few more little things, but for the most part, that sucker is ready for adventure. As for our Jeep here, we repaired this sucker to OEM spec, and we threw on a few aftermarket parts like the coilover conversion lift kit, some nice wheels and tires, as well as a Pro Charger supercharger. This thing is absolutely equipped, but it is not done because we even got a whole entire forklift full of aftermarket parts. So let's go ahead and bring those parts in and show you guys what we're gonna do to it. Shoo-wee, man, it's been a minute since we've been back on the Gradal. How was it?
I almost forgot how beastly this thing is. Did you see how it pulled out of there?
Hey, man, it went straight through that muck. If you just keep a consistent speed, it won't get stuck.
I threw it in second gear whenever I went to that pothole, man. That thing pulled out like it ain't no problem. But if we would have got stuck, not a big deal, because what we got now probably would have pulled it out.
Dude, that Apocalypse rig is perfect for pulling heavy equipment out if it ever comes down to it. But anyways, we got a bunch of aftermarket parts here, and man,
this ain't even all of it, dude. This is just like the big parts. We still got a ton inside the garage. So what do you say? Pull everything out, show them what we're gonna do to it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so we went ahead and dropped some of these boxes here, and as you can tell, some of those packages got absolutely destroyed by the weather, especially last night because we did have some severe storms and even some tornadoes touch down. We were just very fortunate not to get hit here because right down the road, some places got hit pretty dang hard. We even tried to help out by clearing out some of the trees that fell on the roads. Let me show you some of that footage right now.
All right, so we are done here. We cleaned up the whole tree, man.
Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to do this, but you know what? We just got rid of the tree. We left the pole. We didn't want to mess with it's actually a telephone and cable line right there.
Yeah, telephone cable, and legally I don't think we can mess with that, so we're gonna leave that alone, let the professionals do it. But anyways, let's go ahead and pack up, probably move to the next spot.
Well, boys, I don't think this one's for us right here.
Woo, dang, that thing's huge.
Dude, as much as I would love to have at it, I don't think we should because it may be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, and we got some high power lines right there, so we may have to pass on this one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go around this. Just go through that property right there.
Just go around everything.
So we're definitely gonna have to back out, but Watch out for those power lines. So we may even have to just go straight back.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's back out.
This is crazy right here, but let's go ahead and see if we can help somewhere else possibly.
Let's do it.
What we got over here yonder? Ooh, another one. Yeah, that's sketchy, dude. I mean, we got our chainsaws. We could trim those up, but them power lines is what's kind of scaring me a little bit. You think we can handle this one? Or you think this is...
We can back up underneath it, start chopping them, start letting them drop.
Yeah, I wonder if electricity can travel through branches and whatnot.
You want to find out?
I don't think it can. But anyways, dude, I don't know. We good? Have at this one? I'm gonna have to do some Googling and see if this is even legal.
All right.
So we did try to help out as much as possible, but there's only so much that we could do, especially with all the high voltage power lines. And we did talk to a few locals as well if we could help out elsewhere, and they are letting all the professionals take care of it right now because there is a lot of workers out there doing their job. But our thoughts and prayers do go out to the people that were affected, and we hope you guys stay strong. But as of right now, we're gonna go ahead and get right back to work.
Dang, son, this thing is pretty dang heavy. Gonna give us some traction up front, that's for sure. But anyways, as you can tell, we picked out probably the perfect front bumper for our build because I like it how short it is. As you can tell, this original bumper I think is just way too long, and this one's just gonna make that front end look way more aggressive. And you can put a winch here, which we do got, and some pod lights, and if you wanted to, a 30-inch light bar. We might do all that stuff. Dude, right?
I think we might, and also some D-rings, maybe some red ones. I don't know. Are you a fan of D-rings?
I don't care. I mean, they come in handy whenever you need a pull or something like that.
Exactly.
But anyways, what do you want to do? You want to go ahead and actually take this front bumper off and
let's first crack open the hardware, see what we got in there, and then we'll start the removal of the stock bumper.
Let's do it. All right, so we had to just stop right here and admire these beautiful shackles because we were just talking about them, and I opened the box up and it happened to be 4 sick looking red shackles. Dude, check those things out, man.
We're always used to like the steel ones. I believe these are aluminum right here because they're super lightweight, and look how you have to like undo them just to take them off. These are nice.
These are some nice, and they're gonna look really good with that black bumper there. But we still are not seeing a winch plate because this thing does not have a winch plate at the back of it. So I'm sure one of these boxes has it. Once we find everything and plus the hardware, we're gonna go ahead and start removing the stock bumper. All right, so we finally got our front bumper removed, and as you can tell, our blow-off valve / surge valve is actually gonna be in the way of our winch. So we're gonna have to actually relocate this sucker somewhere by the intake. So let's go ahead and figure out how we're gonna relocate this, and then we're gonna install our winch plate, and then we're gonna show you guys the winch that we got for this thing.
All right, so we finally relocated our blow-off valve, and we also completely assembled our front bumper here with our skid plate and also our pod lights. But before we can throw this sucker on, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys our new 10,000 pound Warn winch here, right here, with synthetic rope. This thing is gonna be an absolute beast. But before we crack this sucker open, I do wanna give a huge shout out to our sponsors over at Road Armor and Wreckless Off-Road for supplying us with some of these parts and also having some of the best deals on the market. So I'm definitely gonna leave their link down below if you wanna get you some aftermarket goodies. But with that being said, let's go ahead and crack this sucker open and see what it's about. Dang, son. We've never had a Warn winch on any of our Jeeps before, had we?
Never, dude. Never ran one of these. Ran some cheaper models and they did pretty dang good, but I just want to know how good this one does right here, dude.
10,000 pounds with a synthetic rope, and it's already wound up. Usually you got to wind the ropes up, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of hard actually winding those suckers up. You have to put them under tension and stuff, and this all feels like it's under some good tension. So let's go ahead. I think the first thing that we want to do is actually throw this sucker on there and run the wires to the battery and just tighten it down.
Dang, son.
Dude, that looks sick.
That's got to be the perfect front bumper for any Jeep JT of that model, of this model. I mean, it looks perfect. And also
2018 and up.
2018 and up, exactly.
Dude, that
but
looks so good, dude.
Gonna give us plenty of clearance right here. Now let's go ahead and test
I
out.
want to test it out, man. Where's that remote at?
The winch or the fog lights?
The winch first, because we went ahead and wired it up, and look, remove before tab use or before battery use or whatever.
This is a wireless remote, right?
Yeah, wireless remote, or you can connect that. I think if you connect it, it like charges it up or something. I really don't know, but here you go.
Dude,
okay, that's
pretty
out.
neat. Go ahead and
I'm gonna go ahead and grab this.
oh, you might need to charge it up or something. Oh, there you go. You had to power it on. Dang, son.
All right, you ready?
Oh, yo, dude, that is just out of this world right here, man.
Dude, that is some new tech. I never had a wireless remote for this thing.
That is awesome, man. Now we just need to invent a wireless crawler where you can walk outside and crawl it from the outside.
Dude, that'd be sick. But what do you think about a different one of these? You know how they have those ones with just like a hole in it or something like that?
They do got the better ones. I forget what the name of that is, but maybe like a nice red one or something like that.
That would look sick right there. That way, whenever we push it all the way in, it just stops like right here. You know what I mean?
That'd be sweet. But look at this weave, man.
Dude, that is sick. Dude, I wonder how much pounds this thing can handle right here.
I guess 10,000, right?
10,000
or is it
pounds?
10,000? I don't know, but 10,000. It can handle 10,000. Don't test more or less.
Don't test more or less. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to that rear bumper, dude.
Before we move on to the rear bumper, let's test out these fog lights because we installed the fog lights, but I think you got to start it up for it.
Yeah, we actually used the stock wiring harness. We just tapped into it. That way we don't have to waste all that time doing all the wiring and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and start it up, see if they light up.
All right, so that is it for the front bumper. I gotta say, absolutely transformed that front end. It looks perfect. There's still a lot more aftermarket stuff that's coming for this thing. As of right now, we're gonna jump onto the rear end, see what that rear bumper looks like, and then we're probably gonna start removing the stock one. Now, one of our most important things that we were looking for is actually something that looks better than this. You know what I mean? The stock rear bumper looks amazing. So what do you say? What do you think? I can't really see it from over here.
I mean, it looks pretty dang good. We're just gonna honestly have to put it to the test, you know what I mean? Because we were honestly thinking not doing an aftermarket rear bumper because of how good the original Rubicon one looks,
Yeah,
dude.
it looks pretty dang good, but this is a full metal, so definitely gonna perform a lot better, like bouncing off of rocks and whatnot. But anyways, let's go ahead and remove the stock one and throw this one on and see what it looks like. All right, so we just removed the stock rear bumper here, and we found out that this sucker is actually metal, which is pretty dang cool. But we're gonna go ahead and go with the road armor one because this sucker is a lot beefier. And we also found out that we are gonna have to do a lot of grinding and cut off some of these brackets here. But it is kind of late in the night, and that is because that front bumper and winch installation took a lot longer than expected. So we're just gonna have to continue tomorrow bright and early in the morning.
Next day here, guys, and we're just gonna go ahead and continue with this rear bumper. All we gotta do is remove a few more things and then cut a few things, and then we should be able to throw on our brand new bumper.
All right, so the rear bumper is finally on, and I gotta say it looks really good, especially with these red shackles here. And also we relocated this trailer plug, and also got some LED license plate lights in there. As for these holes right here, this is gonna be some flush mount LEDs, which we did have to order those on Amazon. They should be in here really soon. Moving along to this bar right here, we did have to remove it because it actually works with the stock bumper, but I think we could actually make it work with this bumper. We will just have to trim off this bracket, and this is just really good to have, especially if you bottom out on something. It'll definitely protect that bed right there. So let's just go ahead and cut this sucker off, maybe do some touch-up paint and get it looking good. All right, so we finally got our bed sliders modified, painted up, and put back on, and I gotta say they look pretty dang good. Definitely gonna come in handy when we're gonna be wheeling and off-road. But anyways, we still got a bunch more packages that we need to unpackage, and we're gonna move on to these that are on the ground. And I'm pretty sure these are actually our rock sliders, so let's just go ahead, slice these suckers open, and see what they look like. All right, so we just cracked open our rock slider kit and we test fitted it just to see what it's gonna look like. And I gotta say, it's gonna look absolutely killer. And we're gonna have to drill into this brand new side, which means there's no going back. But you know what? I definitely think it's gonna be worth it, especially when we're gonna be rock crawling. You don't wanna damage this body at all. But we're probably gonna save this stuff for the next video because there is a lot of work just to get these suckers installed. These sliders right here get mounted directly to the body mounts under here, and there's gonna be lots of drilling just to install the nut certs or the inserts, whatever you gotta do to get these suckers installed. It's like a two-part system, but it's definitely gonna be worth it. So we're gonna save that for the next video. As of right now, we're gonna move on to what's left on that forklift, a bunch more aftermarket parts. So let's go ahead and crack open some more things and show you guys what else we got. Alright, so we just emptied out this box right here and we set out all the parts on the floor, and check out this entire sea of parts here. Let's just go ahead and move on to the very first piece, and this is our front fender. This is all pieces from Road Armor. They got an entire kit, pretty much like buying a body kit for a car. This is a body kit for a Jeep, but this is probably one of the best looking ones. It's nice and sleek and aggressive here. And check out that LED light that we're gonna put in there. That's gonna be the front turn signal, and we're just gonna delete that big old fender and that big old light, and this is just gonna look a lot better. As well as the rear fender here, it just flows perfectly with the front and the rear bumper. Like I said, it's just like a complete body kit. And moving on to the inner fenders here, check out these suckers right here, stainless steel. And man, look at that. I don't even know how they make this sucker, probably a press or something. But on the bottom here, it is wrapped, I guess, so you don't damage it, but it is stainless steel as well, so this will not rust. And we're thinking about painting it high gloss black, or maybe like a textured paint. I think that'll look really good. Well, I guess we'll just find out once we install these suckers. As you can tell here, we got a bunch of pieces, and all this stuff does need to get bolted together, but this is definitely going to be in the next video. And also, this is not even all of our aftermarket parts, because we still got a lot more. I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek of what's going on inside the Jeep here. Just a quick one, just a quick glimpse, and that's all you get right there. But pretty much what we're trying to do is actually knock this build out 100%. That way we can jump back onto Pop's truck and finish that sucker up as well, because that's gonna be a sick build. But once all these builds are done, we got some more epic stuff coming your way. So with all that being said, make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And also, if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. And if you want to help support your boys, definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com and copy some merch. But that is going to be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.